Coming to you live from Memorial Stadium, it's Sports Nightly. All the Huskers, all the time. Sports Nightly is presented to you by the NDOT Highway Safety Office, who remind you to buckle up and put the phone down.
Under center, Iola, deep back Johnson. Barney in motion left to right. Snap, spin, handoff Johnson up the middle. Spears forward, 5, into the end zone. Touchdown, Huskers! Nebraska finishes the drive with a touchdown, 13-6. 97 seconds to go before half.
Here comes the serve by T. Sigler. Pass made over that shot back. Kaboom! Rebecca Alec, emphatic finish. 25-12. Huskers sweep number 13 in a row. The lone unbeaten remains so. 22-0, and they love it in Lincoln.
Blueless with the ball between the circles. Right hash mark, long 3 on the way. It is short, no good by Smith. Rebound Nebraska. Jacobson down the floor to Lawrence. Lawrence the lob, and the left-handed dunk. That's a highlight play right there. Wow, delivered perfectly by Lawrence, and with the left hand high above the rim, the dunk by Frager.
And here's a deflection by Logan Nisley. Knocked it away from Calderon. Up the floor, Claire Johnson makes a fake, puts it up, and it counts. And a foul. That's the fake of the year so far. 6.5 minutes into it.
Now, here's your host, Camden Cone, on the Huskers Radio Network.
Greetings, Nebraska, and welcome inside John Cook Arena at the Bob Devaney Sports Center, Nebraska Innovation Campus, for another Big Ten battle. Old friend, head coach Chris Thomas has his Fighting Illini right here. They're 12-9, 7-5 in the Big Ten. To challenge your number 1 ranked undefeated Huskers, 22-0, 12-0 in the Big Ten.
It's always a challenge because it's very easy to get into a match and try to feel out another team, but we didn't do that tonight. We came out and played great, and I thought kind of what we planned to do worked really well, and we stuck with it.
Phelan sets behind Tomlinson, the 6'5 lefty swings, good control block, dug by Virginia outside Nebraska. Harper, bang. Quick start, 3-love Huskers. Back middle, Nebraska roll shot. Harper, no, that's too deep. Easy dig, 10-3 Nebraska. Illinois ball, left side swing, DeBoer, block back. Great cover. Back left by Aguayo and a free ball over. Aguayo, great freshman. Second contact shot by Bergen Riley. Over dig again, Nebraska left side. Taylor Lanfair in there off the dig and out. Remember, she's hitting almost 400 in the conference season. Taylor, 1 swing, 1 kill. It's 11-3 Big Red. She serves, high pass, jousts at the net, controlled by Illinois. And now setting, in fact, is Randall. Left side swing, Doug. Here come the Huskers. The slide in. Rebecca Alec. Kaboom! Woo. It's 12-4 Nebraska. Going to set here, at least one rotation as she serves. She's 6 feet. The other setter's 5'7". Right side shot by Allie. Check. Kaboom! 24-10.
Every team brings different battles, and so I think obviously we could have been dominant in other games in like the first 2 sets, but I also think that like we're growing in just different aspects of our game. Even if it doesn't look pretty, like that's going to pay off in December when like things actually are starting to get tough against like these really good teams. Like we're prepared for that and have those goals set and accomplished.
Maisie Bosenera, Harper, T. Sigler to pass. It's going to be Maisie. Beauty right on top of Campbell Flynn outside. Big slug by Terea Sigler. Over dig. Terea Sigler. Kaboom! 25-11. Terea Sigler, 3 big kills in the last 4 rallies. Harper hitting .417, 6 kills, 1 error. Virginia Adriano looking for her 7th ace of the year, not this time. Jump set left, Illinois. Alyssa Aguayo, big block. Bergen Riley might have had some help from Andy Jackson. 3 in a row for Nebraska, 5-4 in the second after running away with the first.
Illinois could not get a tip down, and that's like the biggest energy suck when you let tips drop. So Lainey was picking them up from everywhere, and I think she did an awesome job just taking charge of that from the get-go.
Aguayo, and there comes the Huskers back middle by T. Sigler, block back, great cover by Laney. Left side kill by Harper Murray off the block and out. Laney rescued that one as the block back was going behind her. She leaped away from the net and punched it to a teammate. 16-10. Bumps that left, Taylor DeBoer, block back covered. Again, Illinois, again, Taylor DeBoer, left pin, big swing, blocked. You know who? Dr. Rejection. Rebecca Alec, it's 20-13 Huskers.
Every time Andy goes up, I think that she expects and we just kind of know and trust that she's probably going to get a kill or get them out of system. So we have a lot of trust in her, and I think that she's just playing so well right now and just doing so amazing. So I'm just not surprised that she went 9 for 9.
Here comes the serve. pass made by Harper. Bump set over to left front. Terea Sigler. Roll shots. Tugged by the libero. Over the net. Kaboom! Andy Jackson. Oh, an overdig. A middle blocker's best friend. It's the Big Red 4 and Illinois 4. Tompkinson blocked back cover. Tip shot. Gabby Dean. Dice up by Bergen. It forces Laney for Nebraska to bump it over to Skylar Pierce. Bangs it off the digging out. Skylar's got a kill. It's 5-4 Nebraska. Allie checks in there. The slide. Mania Obeche. Kaboom! 13-7 all Huskers tonight. Campbell Flynn backs that big swing by Allie Check. Overdig. Shot back by Skylar Pierce. Overdig. Kaboom! Skylar. 23-13. Now 24-13, 1 to go. Good pass by Skylar. Long shoots at Mania Obeche. Off the block and down to the Illinois shoot tops. Mania gets the finish for the Big Red. 25-14 in the third. And the Huskers sweep consecutive opponent number 14.
It just makes it so fun to come in every single day. So it's like, I know for me, this is my third year doing this, and I haven't felt tired yet of coming in the gym. I'm not like, oh, I don't want to go to practice. I'm tired. I want to sleep. Like, no, like, I want to go to practice. I want to see my teammates. I want to play with them every single day. So I just think that I'm just not ready for the season to be over yet. I'm just having so much fun.
And welcome in to a Friday night edition of Sports Nightly. What a volleyball match last night against Illinois. I'm Camden Cone filling in for Jessica Coody and Kyle Crooks as they officially made it out to LA with the football team to get ready for that matchup with UCLA tomorrow night. We've got a really fun Friday show lined up for you tonight. We have called Friday shows the Friday night party shows in the past, and that's exactly what I intend on this to be. In just a little bit, I'm going to check in with Matt Coatney. He's the voice of Huskers women's basketball. And then I'll also talk to Lauren Cook-West, who obviously does color for Husker volleyball, and we'll talk to each of them about each team's latest games and preview their games tomorrow. In a busy day for Husker sports. You got women's basketball, you got men's basketball, you got volleyball, and of course football. So busy day on the network. We'll outline when all those games are and what times they are and what networks they'll be on for you later in the show. Then we'll have the Big Ten Blitz, where myself, Bobby Hessling, and Bella Pitts all talk to some of the beat reporters from Oregon, Maryland, and Penn State as we set you up for the weekend of Big Ten football. In hour number 2, of course, we'll have our Choices Treatment Center college football picks as Jess, Kyle, myself, Josh, and the big dog Jeremiah Searles will look at a full college football slate and give you our picks for the weekend. We'll also play you a portion of the Sideline Slice with Jess and Searles. And to round out hour number 2, I'm calling an audible, and we're bringing back Joke of the Week. Yes, we're going to bring back Joke of the Week tonight. Jess tried to get rid of it. I said that I'm going to bring it back tonight. It was only supposed to be for bye weeks, but we got a bye week next week, so really it could be 2 weeks in a row. Let's not get too carried away, but we'll do Joke of the Week tonight, and we'll have Christopher Sullivan Diaz, one of our newer interns, make his debut on Joke of the Week. And finally, we'll wrap up tonight's show with Winners and Losers. That's something that we typically do on Friday night shows, but we haven't had a Friday night show in forever, so we'll do Winners and Losers with myself, Chris, and Esteban will also take part in that. And of course, we encourage everyone to be a part of the show tonight. You can text in your Winners and Losers later on, as well as reactions to the joke. We got to rate it 1 to 10, but again, Seg 3 of hour number 2 is when that joke will happen. You can join us via the text line at 402-413-2400, or I'll keep an eye on the YouTube chat tonight and try and answer some of those questions and read through those and keep up to date on those. All right. I think that's all I got for my procedural things on my plate. So how about a little Husker volleyball talk briefly? Nebraska, of course, in action last night in a rare kind of Thursday night match, kind of an odd day for a game, an odd schedule really, with a whole match on Thursday and then on the road on Saturday. But it didn't take Nebraska very long to get going. Didn't throw them off in the slightest. They've won 43 sets in a row now, and they stayed undefeated in Big Ten play. 25-11 win in the first, 25-15 in the second, and 25-14 in the third. The Huskers hit 488 to go over 300 for the 14th straight match. That extends their school record in the rally scoring era. It's the highest hitting percentage by the Huskers since 2018 and the highest hitting percentage by a Nebraska team against a Big Ten opponent since 2014. So a lot of history in the making there, but it wasn't just Nebraska on offense. Lainey Choboy was all over the court. I'm sure everyone saw that really nice play. Well, one of the several really nice plays that she had in last night's game. Finished with career-high 20 digs in just 3 sets, too. So that's really the super impressive part is Nebraska had the edge in kills, 49-25. Edge and blocks 7-5. And then in digs, 40-24. Plenty more volleyball talk coming up in just a little bit. Again, Lauren Cook-West will join me here shortly. Something else I want to get into with a couple of minutes left that we have here in seg number 1 is Husker Wrestling has their first home duel of the season tonight as they take on the 23rd ranked Army in a top 25 battle. This duel is actually just about underway. It looks like they're going through the potential starters for each side. And it can be watched on Big Ten Plus tonight, but there's a lot of excitement with obviously this Mark Manning-led wrestling team. They're ranked second in the country as a team, boasts several top 10 wrestlers at their respective weight classes. Terrence Bud Crawford also in attendance. The third overall meeting between Army and Nebraska all time. The last time these two squads met, the Big Red won 25-9. It was actually at a neutral site. So it's actually the first time that Army is wrestling at the Devaney Center. And so Chris, one of our producers, he's going to do the joke later. He's a wrestling guy. So, Chris, who are you most excited to watch on the mat tonight?
Yeah, thanks, Camden. I think I'm most excited to see if Harley Andrews or AJ Ferrari potentially wrestle tonight. I mean, that's a big matchup at 285. And the heavyweight, I mean, there's no clear answer as to when AJ will start wrestling this season, but I'm looking forward to when he does. And, of course, Antrell Taylor, the returning national champion. How can you not be excited to get wrestling season back underway here at Devaney as well? I mean, just starting things off with Terrence Bud Crawford is electric.
Yeah. I saw in the lineup graphic that they posted earlier, it looked like Ferrari was going to start at heavyweight, so that's good to see. I think it's a top 15 battle between Army's heavyweight and obviously Nebraska's, I believe, is ranked second. Well, we'll keep an eye on wrestling throughout the rest of the night. Again, they're just about underway on Big Ten Plus. Looks like a really good crowd out there at the Devaney Center, so we'll keep you updated throughout hours 1 and 2 of tonight's show. Before we get to a break, I want to remind you that Woodhouse has been a trusted partner in your everyday since 1975. Shop for your next vehicle with the home team at Woodhouse and the official auto dealer of Nebraska Athletics. Coming up next, we have a new segment called the Big Red Whip Around. I talked to Matt Cooney and Lauren Cook-West. We'll have that coming up next here on Sports Nightly.
A little more slack. Plug it in.
Whoever said work smarter, not harder, didn't realize you could do both.
Get 0.9% plus $32.50 cash on F-150 or lease F-150 for $499 a month and $0 down.
It's not a job. I don't start my day by logging in or end my shift by punching out. I don't have a corner office, but I do have a seat with a view. I get to see every sunrise and every sunset. And while I may technically be my own boss, I fully accept that I am not in charge. I'm a Nebraska corn farmer, and there's nothing else I would rather be.
Brought to you by the Nebraska Corn Board.
From the chant of Husker power to Allo Fiber powering your home and Husker Nation, Allo is the teammate you can trust. Whether you're streaming at home with Allo Internet, watching on the go with DirecTV through Allo, or checking stats and scores on Allo Mobile, Allo keeps you in the game. Bench the other guys and team up with the official Internet, TV, and mobile partner of the Huskers. Go Gig Red. Visit allofiber.com/Husker Radio.
If you believe the destination is the journey, you'll love exploring in the 2026 Subaru Crosstrek. It gives you the confidence of standard symmetrical all-wheel drive, plus a 180 horsepower Subaru Boxer engine. The 2026 Subaru Crosstrek. Love is out there. Find it in a Crosstrek. Visit Duteau Subaru, located at 2750 Jamie Lane in Lincoln, and online at DuteauSubaru.com. Duteau Subaru, driven by you.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
At Woodhouse, it's more than just buying a car. It's about the experience. Our team is dedicated to making every visit seamless, enjoyable, and personalized to your needs. Explore a wide selection of vehicles, from SUVs and sedans to trucks and luxury models, all backed by expert guidance and exceptional service. Whether it's your first car or your next upgrade, discover why generations of drivers trust Woodhouse for a truly memorable experience. Visit us at woodhouse.com today.
You show up for every Husker game because it's about more than football. It's about celebrating that Nebraska grit that's in our DNA. That same drive pushes you to get stronger, move more, and take care of yourself. To show up for the people and moments that matter most. We believe you have what it takes. That's why Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Nebraska covers preventive care with every plan. And our digital tools help you stay on track every step of the way. Blue believes in what you're made of. And Blue believes in you.
As the world's largest family-owned and operated manufacturer of grain storage, drying, and handling equipment, Sukup Manufacturing Company has led the way in innovation, offering top-quality products that empower farmers to thrive. Get ready to tackle your agricultural challenges with Sukup, where innovation meets reliability. Visit sukup.com today to find a dealer near you.
Returns on the farm are under pressure, with market challenges and environmental hurdles putting every seed to the test. But you have an ace in the hole, Streamline Ag. Designed for every phase of growth and development, Streamline Ag gives your seed what it needs to thrive, from enhanced stand establishment and early emergence to essential nutrition and stress management. Streamline Ag gives your seed the power to reach its full potential. Visit us at streamline-ag.com to learn more.
At CVA Grain, every load is more than a crop. It's your legacy. From high-speed unloading to premium grain markets and fast ACH settlements, smart contracts, risk management options, and local expertise help producers market smarter. With CVA Connect, you can sign contracts, check tickets, and monitor market prices all from your device. Learn more at cvacoop.com. Central Valley Ag, the official co-op of Husker Nation.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit gocurrency.com and apply today.
Welcome back to a Friday night edition of Sports Nightly. Now it's time for the Big Red Whip Around.
This is the Big Red Whip Around. It's time to preview the Huskers weekend.
First up is women's basketball, and who better to talk to than the voice of Husker women's basketball, Mr. Matt Coatney. Well, Matt, the season is officially underway as Nebraska defeated Northwestern State 103-46 on Monday in front of a ton of middle schoolers. We'll get to the game in a minute, but Coat, how great was that environment?
You know, this is, I think, the seventh year in which I've been there for the pep rally, and it really was something. I was not ready for 6,000 middle schoolers screaming when Kennedy Williams scored, and Jeff Grease had to tell me it's because we got to 67, 6, 7. That was kind of a different thing, but great environment. Nebraska was dominant. They looked like a very veteran team. The transfers really stepped in, and it was just a great day of basketball.
Plenty of things to like about Nebraska's performance, obviously, but I was impressed with one of those transfers, Claire Johnson. She had 21 points, was efficient from the field as well. What stuck out to you about Claire's play?
Well, we had heard all summer about how Nebraska had signed this great three-point shooter from Stanford out of the Southern Conference, and I'm going to tell you right now, yes, she's a great three-point shooter, but I'm going to say what we learned is she's a great basketball player. There was one time that she anticipated a pass, shot a passing lane, went 60 feet with a steal and a layup, set some really good screens, tenacious rebounder. I think Nebraska's really got something there. Obviously, they signed her because of her three-point shooting capability, but I think what Husker fans are going to see is this is a fun basketball player that fits in really well with this team.
Pretty much everyone played well against Northwestern State, but was there anyone else that stuck out to you?
Well, I was very impressed with the play of Haley Weaver, who transferred from Northwestern and set out last year. Just a defensive stopper. When Nebraska has Kennedy Williams, Britt Prince, Claire Johnson, Haley Weaver, among others, out on the floor, it's going to be hard for teams to reverse the ball or move the ball. side to side beyond the 3-point line because Nebraska's guards are really good. I think Haley Weaver is going to become a fan favorite very quickly. She's a veteran. She's a grown woman. But she sure knows how to play defense, and really liked her game the other day.
Looking at the season kind of as a whole, we talked about Claire, we talked about Haley. Who is someone else that you could see becoming kind of an X factor or having a much bigger role as the season progresses?
Well, I think Jessica Petrie is primed to really bloom here in the coming weeks. You know, this is somebody who was kind of forced into a starting role last year with Natalie Potts getting hurt early in the last season, and she has emerged into a multiple tool player. She can step back and hit the trail three, which I think fans really enjoy seeing that part of her game. We've seen her come off the bounce a lot more, and we've not seen that in prior years. She's becoming a lot better rebounder, and then now third year in the program, she understands what Amy Williams wants of her and really demands of her on the defensive end. So I really think Peaches is going to become somebody that you said X factor, and I think on any given night, she could go off for 20 and 10 for the Huskies.
Well, you and the team will be back in action tomorrow with a 5 p.m. tip-off from PBA's. The Huskers face off with Samford. What do you know about the Bulldogs, who I assume will be a little bit better competition than Monday's game?
Well, they're without their leading scorer from last year, Claire Johnson, because she transferred to Nebraska. They have a new coach also, so they are a team that is trying to find themselves. They had a pretty solid opening Monday victory to open the season over a Division II team. They're very veteran. They've got a really good center in Snotty, who is a double-double waiting to happen. Rebounding machine. She's had over 20 rebounds in a game. A lot of veteran players who come in who are used to playing college basketball. So they're organized, and they will give Nebraska a real challenge tomorrow. But I think if Nebraska plays their game and not doesn't play to the level of their opponent, I think Nebraska should be a prohibitive favorite tomorrow.
That's our Huskers Radio Network colleague, Mr. Matt Coatney. You can listen to him and Jeff Reich call all the action tomorrow. Pre-game coverage starting at 4:30, tip-off at 5 on some of our Huskers Radio Network affiliates, Huskers.com, and the Huskers app. Now let's switch over to Husker Volleyball, who just can't be stopped. A perfect 23-0 after a sweep over Illinois last night. Here to chat about that and much more is another one of our excellent Huskers Radio Network colleagues, Lauren Cook-West. Thanks for jumping on the Big Red Whip Around. Well, last night, yet another sweep for Nebraska. Again, they defeated Illinois. It can be a little bit tricky to face on some nights. However, Nebraska's offense was on fire as they hit 488, and Andy Jackson was a perfect 9 for 9 on the night. Ultimately, I think you can ask this question. Is this the best Nebraska offense that you've seen?
I'm in my lifetime, yes, hands down, 100%. It's this may be one of the best offenses, not just at Nebraska, but in college volleyball over the last 30 plus years. So it's just the stats that they're putting up. They're doing it night after night in the Big Ten. I know the Big Ten's a little down this year, but it's still a good conference. It's just I'm really speechless about it. At this point, I don't even know what else to say. It's just impressive.
But it's not just the offense, right? I think the littles for Nebraska are playing excellent volleyball lately as well. Last night, of course, Lainey Choboy finished with a career-high 20 digs in just 3 sets. Illinois hit under 100 for the match. Do you think that was Lainey's best match as a Husker?
Absolutely. And look at you shouting out the littles, giving the defense some love. I'm here for that. And they really don't get enough credit. I think part of it is most of the season, we've all been focusing on passing numbers and how those have been down compared to years past, especially with the loss of Lexi Rodriguez. So maybe the littles haven't been credited as often or as much as they should be, but their defense is, setting this program apart. And I think Cam, you may be able to correct me here, but I think we're second in the nation in opponent hitting percentage, keeping that percentage low. And it's just impressive what they're doing night after night. But I think I may be jumping the gun here, but I think after last night's performance, Lainey Choboy has solidified herself as the Nebraska libero. Now, if she plays tomorrow and has a really poor match, then we may be saying something different. But I think with her performance leading up to the match last night and then how she performed last night, she's showing that her passing's improving, and her defense, I don't think a tip or a hit, nothing went down on her last night. So she played an almost perfect match for a libero.
Yeah, she was incredible last night. Another thing that came out today, the AVCA Player of the Year semifinalists were announced today, and 3 Huskers were named to the remaining 14 players. Andy Jackson, Harper Murray, and Bergen Riley all named semifinalists. Which one do you think has the best shot of potentially winning the award?
Oh, that's a tough question. And there's been a lot of controversy around this. And part of it is Bergen runs such a balanced offense that, Harper has a really high hitting percentage. Andy has a really high hitting percentage. For a while, Rebecca was doing really well, and she still is. Virginia's heating up on the right side. Taylor Landfair, gosh, she's playing really well on the left side suddenly. And so when you have, we're not like Penn State where we rely on a Kennedy Martin or, Pitt where we rely on Olivia Babcock and they're getting, 50 some swings every night and getting the majority of the kills. Bergen runs a really evenly distributed offense. And so you have a lot of players who get similar number of swings and kills. And so it's hard to, I think, give it to someone like Andy or Harper because, they're both carrying a lot of weight for this team. But I also think, Bergen's a great, choice for that. But she also has a lot of firepower. I mean, she can set a player like Harper out of system and it's maybe not a perfect set or it's a trap set and Harper's still good enough that she can do something with it. So Camden, that's a really tough question. I think if we had to decide today, I would probably say Bergen Riley. But I don't know the last time, this would be a question for JB or maybe you guys know, the last time a setter won National Player of the Year.
Good question. I'd say Bergen too if I had to choose one, but just because the others' numbers are so much lower than some of the other pin hitters that you see around the country. Another thing that I want to touch on from yesterday is that Nebraska played 14 players in last night's game. When's the last time that happened in a conference game?
I don't think that's ever happened. And I was joking with JB. I don't know how many. I think we saw 10 plus different lineups. I mean, we saw different setters, different right sides, different outsides, the only position that didn't change last night was the libero position. Laney stayed in there the whole time. Everyone else got subbed out and subbed back in at some point. And just the fact that Nebraska has that range and is able to do that and utilize what's on their bench and keep those players active and ready and, building confidence in, getting them in Big Ten matches so they're ready if they need them in postseason matches. It's just, it's really, really cool to see. And you have to give credit to Danny Busboom Kelly, who's willing to take these risks and, sub these players in the middle of a match. And most coaches, if they're up in a match and if they're winning and doing well, they're not going to make those changes. And Danny's not afraid to, and she wants to give people playing time and give them opportunities and see what they can do. And I just think that, you have to give her a lot of credit for all the success that they have. And they're building for the postseason. They're making sure all of these players are prepared and ready if they need them.
Well, another quick turnaround for Nebraska as they play tomorrow, just like basically every other team, up on the road at the barn in Minneapolis for a matchup with the 22nd ranked Golden Gophers. That's a team that's really been hurt by injuries, but what type of challenge do they pose tomorrow?
Well, they've lost 4 starters, so it's a bit of a down year. They still have some good talent, though, some good players, but I think it's just hard to go into their home court. They usually draw a pretty big crowd. I believe it's sold out. And it's just, you're playing in another Big Ten home environment and it's tough to play on the road. It's tough to travel. And Keegan Cook, he does a nice job. He always has a well-coached team. They're disciplined. Their ball control is pretty good. I remember last year and I haven't looked at Minnesota yet this year, but last year they were a pretty good serving team and really stressed Nebraska with the serve. So hopefully Nebraska can be dialed in when it comes to serving and passing, and it's an earlier start time, so the Huskers will be out of their routine, and it hasn't affected them so far this season, but sometimes these earlier matches can be scary just because, most players are used to playing in the evening, and you practice in the evening and you play in the evening. And so when you have to, turn around, go on the road, travel, and then play an earlier match time, they're not going to have as many practices inside, the barn and at Minnesota, and getting used to that court and that environment. So it may take them a while to get acquainted with where they're playing, but I don't think these earlier start times or being out of a routine has really affected this team that much this season.
That's our Huskers Radio Network colleague Lauren Cook-West. You can listen to her and John Baylor call all the action tomorrow with pregame coverage starting at 1:30 Central, first serve at 2:30 on select Huskers Radio Network affiliates, Huskers.com, and the Huskers app. This has been the Big Red Whip Around. Thanks to Matt Coney and Lauren Cook-West for joining me tonight. Our Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center is sponsored by Akrs, the Midwest's premier John Deere dealer, supplying the equipment and service to advance agriculture and much more. Akrs, solutions for every field. We'll have more Sports Nightly coming up after this.
You show up for every Husker game because it's about more than football. It's about celebrating that Nebraska grit that's in our DNA. That same drive pushes you to get stronger, move more, and take care of yourself. To show up for the people and moments that matter most. We believe you have what it takes. That's why Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Nebraska covers preventive care with every plan. And our digital tools help you stay on track every step of the way. Blue believes in what you're made of. And Blue believes in you.
Nebraskans are choosing chiropractic for better health. Why chiropractic? Because it's safe, drug-free, and a cost-effective treatment option for back and joint pain. Plus, all generations can benefit from natural chiropractic care. Choose chiropractic first for pain relief or to improve your mobility, athletic performance, or overall wellness. Make chiropractic your first choice for better health, and find a chiropractic physician near you at nebraskachiropractic.org. Get your life back with chiropractic.
Preparation is the key to success on game day. And like your favorite Huskers on the field, you need to be ready right from the opening kickoff. Cenex has your pregame routine covered. We've got your salty snacks, your sweet treats, ice-cold beverages to wash them down, and fresh tanks of propane to fire up the grill. Fuel your fandom at your local Cenex station. Husker Pride, powered locally.
How do you stay humble when you're America's #1 wiper blade? That's what we're currently dealing with at Rain-X. Is it even possible to humble brag when you bully Mother Nature like we do? Do we sound too conceited if we keep repeating how Rain-X is the #1 brand of wiper blades in America? No, we'll take a lesson from our wipers and just keep doing our job with humility. As America's #1 wiper blade. Rain-X. Outsmart the elements.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Noddle Companies proudly supports the Huskers Radio Network. As a full-service leader in commercial real estate, we create thriving communities. Discover what's new in the Builders District in North Downtown, Noddle Hospitality's latest venture in Exarban Village, and the contemporary living of row house townhomes on Leavenworth. We're welcoming world-class concepts from men's fashion and great eats to gorgeous homes and green spaces, all professionally managed by Noddle Services. These are the Noddle Companies, building a better Nebraska. For more information, check us out on Facebook and Instagram.
For almost 50 years, Sid Dillon Buick GMC Cadillac in Fremont has been more than just a dealership. We're a family dedicated to serving yours. Shop Nebraska's #1 volume Buick GMC dealer for the new car, truck, or SUV to fit your needs. We're also your GMC Business Elite dealer for commercial vehicles. Visit us at SidDillonBuickGMC.com. GMC, we are professional grade.
Drives us, Sid Dillon.
You expect your home to protect everything you love, but you don't expect the ways water is breaking down your foundation and damaging your home. Cracks in walls and uneven floors are just a few signs your foundation is compromised. But there's one way to get answers to all your concerns: a free home inspection from Groundworks. We put water back in its place. Get your free inspection at groundworks.com. License number C142293.
A little more slack. Plug it in.
Whoever said work smarter, not harder, didn't realize you could do both.
Get 0.9% plus $3,250 cash on F-150 or lease F-150 for $499 a month and $0 down.
You show up for every Husker game because it's about more than football. It's about celebrating that Nebraska grit that's in our DNA. That same drive pushes you to get stronger, move more, and take care of yourself. To show up for the people and moments that matter most. We believe you have what it takes. That's why Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Nebraska covers preventive care with every plan. And our digital tools help you stay on track every step of the way. Blue believes in what you're made of. And Blue believes in you.
Nebraskans are choosing chiropractic for better health. Why chiropractic? Because it's safe, drug-free, and a cost-effective treatment option for back and joint pain. Plus, all generations can benefit from natural chiropractic care. Choose chiropractic first for pain relief or to improve your mobility, athletic performance, or overall wellness. Make chiropractic your first choice for better health and find a chiropractic physician near you at nebraskachiropractic.org. Get your life back with chiropractic.
Welcome back to the Akrs Broadcast Center. I'm Bobby Hessling, and this is the Big Ten Blitz presented by Groundworks, the official foundation company of the Huskers.
This is the Big Ten Blitz.
Here to talk Oregon is Eric Skopel from Duck Territory with 24/7 Sports. Oregon is in one of the most anticipated games the entire weekend, taking on the Iowa Hawkeyes at Kinnick Stadium on Saturday afternoon. Eric, these are somewhat uncharted waters for Oregon this season. They did play in the whiteout, which broke Penn State, but now they go to Iowa and take on a really impressive Iowa team. How does Oregon get it done on Saturday?
Adaptability feels like kind of step number one. This is not going to be ideal circumstances for an Oregon offense, which likes to be explosive, has been one of the more explosive offenses, in the country this year. Going to be wet, might be really cold, might be some snow on the ground. Not going to be exactly how you would draw it up and picture it if you're Will Stein in the offense to get kind of what you're used to out of things. And so like that's the first thing for me is like how does Oregon respond to playing in conditions that aren't as conducive to the way they like to play football? And I think the first thing is you lean on the run game, and they did that, I think, really well the last time they played in inclement weather, which was last time out against Wisconsin in Eugene, where second half was basically played in a monsoon, sideways, rain. I mean, it was not ideal for throwing the football, and yet they go out in the second half, they run it with incredibly impressive success, do what they need to do to win. Not a blowout win, didn't kind of put the lipstick on the pig, if you will, but they were able to get it done. So I think that to me feels crucial, is just get out there, find a way to establish the ground game. I know it's going to be easier said than done against a defense like Iowa, but this is a good on good matchup. Oregon's offense of run game against Iowa's defensive run game. And if Oregon can have some success, especially early there, that could be an area where they're able to find an advantage and build a lead.
That leads into my next question. Ducks' last game was against Wisconsin, and they only scored 21 points. Now they're off the bye. How did Dan Lanning and Oregon's offensive coordinator, Will Stein, have that offense ready versus a really, really tough Iowa defense?
I think that's the question of the week, is just because I don't think anyone is expecting this to be a high-scoring game by any means. I don't think Iowa's defense gets a lot of credit. They deserve it. Oregon's defense is on par, statistically at least, with what Iowa has done. This is the number 3 total defense in Iowa versus Oregon's number 4 total defense. This is our national staff we're talking about. Number 4 scoring defense versus number 6 scoring defense. Like, these are just 2 of the best defenses in the country. I don't expect that either offense has a ton of success, but if you're Will Stein, you've got to find ways to take advantage of Oregon's speed and athleticism on the outside. I know that's going to be difficult in the weather here, but whether it be the screen game, whether it be getting creative, but you got to find ways to manufacture some explosives. That was an area that they really struggled against Indiana, that they really struggled against Wisconsin. And I think the Wisconsin game really does feel like the barometer of like what worked in that game are the things you might want to lean on in this game. Not that Wisconsin and Iowa have the same defense by any means. I don't think anyone's going to suggest that, but ugly weather games where you're kind of forced to abort maybe what your primary objectives normally would be. And Oregon was able in that second half to build a 21-0 lead, find some separation without its starting quarterback, mind you. Dante Moore was knocked out in the third play of the second half by just essentially establishing the ground game. So I think that whatever was working there feels like the kind of thing you want to lean into this week. And then I guess the chess match is going to be if Iowa takes that away, which we know Phil Parker is capable of doing. What is kind of that jab? What's that next thing Oregon can land? Are there other things they can land, or does this become a case where they're just running into a brick wall over and over again, expecting different results?
It's also going to be hard to air out the football as well with the weather. It's going to be a factor. Rainy, temperature is going to sit below 50 for a majority, if not the entirety of the game. Could that benefit the Ducks? They're from that region of the country where it feels like it's like that at times all year round, but it could also play into Iowa's favor with running the football. Could the weather help benefit Oregon this weekend?
I think it really helps that they just played this Wisconsin game, which, like I said, the second half was played in probably conditions that are going to be very similar to these. I don't think it was like 55 degrees, so it won't be quite as cold. It wasn't quite as cold against Wisconsin, than it will be in Iowa City on Saturday. But I think it's encouraging that they had some success there in the second half in particular, when things weren't really to their liking weather-wise, right? Like in a perfect, like Oregon, it would be a great team, like, I don't know, like the Detroit Lions or the Indianapolis Colts, playing in a dome where the weather conditions are perfect. They can just get back there, throw the ball all over the field. They'd be really feeling their bread and butter there. I do think, again, the Oregon Rush offense doesn't get quite the much credit as it deserves. And I do think this is a game where they're going to have more rushing success than maybe some people expect. Like, I think it's kind of the natural inclination to go ugly weather game. That's what Iowa loves to run the football. Big advantage, Iowa. I do think Iowa rushing the football isn't a better game where they can rely on the run game as opposed to the pass. I'm not totally sure it's necessarily what people think when Oregon has the ball. Oregon's running the ball much more effectively than they are throwing the ball. Dante Moore has been up and down this season, and when he has been kind of down, the ground game has been what has picked them up for the most part of the season. And so I'm fascinated by that part. Like, if this becomes a game where neither team attempts more than 12 passes, like on either side, like I don't think that necessarily favors Iowa as much as some people might want to believe it will.
Eric, thank you for joining us on the Big Ten Blitz. Oregon and Iowa play at 2:30 on CBS. Now over to Bella Pitts to talk Maryland.
Thanks, Bobby. Here to talk about the Terrapins is Jeff Ehrman from Inside MD Sports. What areas has Maryland improved on this season?
I would say defense. The defense really struggled last year, gave up a ton of big plays, one of the worst, if not worst, in the Big Ten. And this year they've been pretty good. They've been opportunistic. Heading into last weekend, they were number one in the country in turnovers. And the pass rush has been really good. They're one of the top pass rushes in the Big Ten. So, generally speaking, I would say the defense has been the biggest improvement.
How do you think the game versus Rutgers will go this weekend?
Should be a close one. I mean, it's two teams that have had rough seasons, desperately wanting to get a win and wipe away the bad taste of some of these losses they've been taking. Games are typically fairly close. It's a couple of coaches under pressure. So I would think it'd be a pretty hard-fought, close game.
Who should we really be watching for this weekend versus Rutgers?
I think Malik Washington's the obvious answer. He looked really good early on as a true freshman starting at quarterback, but when the competition got a little stiffer the past month plus, he's had a lot of struggles and really struggled last week against Indiana. So he'd be the guy to watch.
Rutgers and Maryland will play on Saturday at 1:30 on FS1. Now let's send it over to Camden Cohn with Penn State.
Thanks, Bella. Here to talk about the Nittany Lions is Corey Geiger, host of Sports Central in Altoona. Well, Corey, Penn State is in the middle of probably the hardest two-week stretch for any team in the country, as they're coming off a 38-14 loss to Ohio State last week. What were you able to take away from that game?
Penn State played a really good half in the first half. They're now 17-14 at the number one team in the country. Penn State has always competed well with Ohio State. They have, look, here's the thing. Penn State's really struggling, but they do still have a lot of good players, So then things got away from them in the second half, and Ohio State routed them 38-14. Now you see Indiana coming in here this weekend. But again, the thing about it is Penn State's got a lot of problems, but from play to play to play, they still have a lot of good players on both sides of the ball that they can match up with a lot of people with.
With quarterback Drew Aller out for the season, how has the backup Ethan Grunkmeyer performed since he's taken over the starting job?
Yeah, it's been up and down, as you would expect with a young guy. He did okay going to Columbus, which is, always been a bugaboo for Penn State quarterbacks out there. I would say that just with each passing series, each passing game, you figure he'll get a little bit better. But just think about it. His first start, on the road at Iowa. Then you got to go to Ohio State. So and then now you're playing the number 2 team in the country here this week against Indiana. You want to talk about a juggernaut of opponents to start your college career, at least in terms of playing. It's been a pretty eye-opening experience for Ethan Grunkemeyer.
Of course, the other storyline with Penn State is that James Franklin was fired earlier this season, and a coaching search is underway. What's the latest on how that search is going?
Well, this is where things get interesting because, quite frankly, people here don't really care about the games anymore. The coaching search, the coaching situation has been the primary talk for the last several weeks. Nobody was talking about Penn State versus Ohio State, which is weird because that's always such a good matchup. But everybody just knew Ohio State was going to pound Penn State. And so all the discussion here has been about this coach, that coach, whatever. Obviously, Matt Rule was a name that people were interested in here, and that's not going to happen with his extension. So at this point, there's a lot of focus from fans on Brian Hartline, the OC at Ohio State. Jeff Brom at Louisville is a guy that people like. What Penn State fans want is an offensive-minded coach, somebody who can come in, open up the passing game, open up the wide receiver situation, because it's just been really rough here for the last few years. Manny Diaz is a guy down at Duke. He's more of a defensive guy. So those are at least some names that are out there, but in terms of anything official, it still could be a little while before we, hear anything like that. But me personally, and I think a lot of Penn State fans would say that their preferred choice would be Brian Hartline.
Well, this week, the Nittany Lions return home to host the Indiana Hoosiers. How do you see this game playing out, Corey?
Well, how about this? Indiana comes to Penn State and is favored by 2 touchdowns. So I'm not sure what alternate universe we're living in, that something like that would end up happening. This isn't Indiana basketball coming in being favored by 14 points over Penn State basketball. We've probably seen that a lot in history. But for Indiana football to be this good, this dominant, they're just crushing everybody. And quite frankly, most Penn State fans seem to think that Indiana's going to beat Penn State by a lot more than those 14 points. I've got reservations on that. Again, I do still think Penn State's got good players on both sides of the ball, and they're going to line up and they're going to compete pretty well physically. So I don't think Penn State's going to beat Indiana, but a 14.5-point spread, that's a pretty big number, for a home game.
Indiana and Penn State will kick off on Saturday at 11 on Fox. Thanks for your time, Corey.
Hey, appreciate it, pal.
This has been the Big Ten Blitz, presented by Groundworks. My thanks to Bobby Hessling and Bella Pitts for their help, and Eric Skopel, Jeff Ehrman, and Corey Geiger for joining us. Woodhouse has been a trusted partner in your everyday since 1975. Shop for your next vehicle with the home team at Woodhouse and the official auto dealer of Nebraska Athletics. More Sports Nightly coming up after this.
When it comes to irrigation, only the best will do. That's why growers trust Valley Genuine Parts. Gearboxes, center drives, sprinklers, tech, and more. The parts you rely on most for any pivot, any brand, all from Valley. And now save $50 on your next purchase of Valley Genuine Parts or service. Claim online at valleyirrigation.com/parts. Your Valley dealer has the inventory you need, plus expert inspections and fast, reliable service. Claim your $50 savings today at valleyirrigation.com/parts.
What does it mean to be locally owned and operated? For Cenex, it means everything. It means that we know if you take your coffee to go or if you like to stay a while. It means we've helped Little Leagues get jerseys and local festivals get funding. It means we know what our communities need. So you'll always leave Cenex with a full tank, full of snacks, or full of smiles, or all of the above. And that means the world to us. Cenex, powered locally.
Since 1975, Woodhouse has proudly served our customers and communities. From one dealership to over 21 dealerships across Nebraska and Iowa, our promise remains the same. A wide selection of vehicles, trusted service, and financing that fits your life. We believe in honest people, fair prices, and relationships built to last. Because it's not just about the road ahead, it's about traveling it together. Start your journey at woodhouse.com.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Nebraskans are choosing chiropractic for better health. Why chiropractic? Because it's safe, drug-free, and a cost-effective treatment option for back and joint pain. Plus, all generations can benefit from natural chiropractic care. Choose chiropractic first for pain relief or to improve your mobility, athletic performance, or overall wellness. Make chiropractic your first choice for better health and find a chiropractic physician near you at nebraskachiropractic.org. Get your life back with chiropractic.
If you believe the destination is the journey, you'll love exploring in the 2026 Subaru Crosstrek. It gives you the confidence of standard symmetrical all-wheel drive, plus a 180 horsepower Subaru Boxer engine. The 2026 Subaru Crosstrek. Love is out there. Find it in a Crosstrek. Visit Duteau Subaru, located at 2750 Jamie Lane in Lincoln, and online at duteausubaru.com. Duteau Subaru, driven by you. Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center is sponsored by Akrs, the Midwest's premier John Deere dealer, supplying the equipment and service to advance agriculture and much more. Akrs, solutions for every field. Welcome back to Sports Nightly. Just a couple minutes left here in hour number one. Husker Wrestling currently in action against Army. Nebraska leads 8-3 as they're in the 149-pound. Match number 4 of 10, currently scoreless late in the first in the Devaney side. Woodhouse has been a trusted partner in your everyday since 1975. Shop for your next vehicle with the home team at Woodhouse and the official auto dealer of Nebraska Athletics. All right, we've got a busy hour number 2 upcoming in just a little bit. To start off hour number 2, we'll have our Choices Treatment Center Big Ten Picks segment with Jeremiah Searles, Jessica Coody, Kyle Crooks, Josh Hilkeman, and myself as we'll run through the slate of college football for this weekend. We have a game starting here in just a few minutes, actually, just after 7 o'clock, one of the games. So make sure you get your picks in the chat if you haven't already. So we have one game in just a little bit. There's actually another game later tonight, too. I believe there's 2 Friday night games on our list. So we'll have Big Ten picks. We'll do Sideline Slice as well. Jeremiah Searles and Jessica Coody recorded that earlier this week. We'll have a segment of that. And then segment number 3, little joke of the week. Christopher Sullivan Diaz preparing his joke. We'll expect everyone to have their scores ready to enter in via either the text line or the YouTube chat. And then we'll close the hour with winners and losers of the week, a typical Friday night thing that we like to do, but just haven't had many Friday night shows. So you can join us and text in for winners and losers of the week as well. All right, that's going to do it here for hour number 1. Come on back for hour number 2 here at Sports Nightly on the Huskers Radio Network.
As the world's largest family-owned and operated manufacturer of grain storage, drying, and handling equipment, Sukup Manufacturing Company has led the way in innovation, offering top-quality products that empower farmers to thrive. Get ready to tackle your agricultural challenges with Sukup, where innovation meets reliability. Visit sukup.com today to find a dealer near you.
You expect your home to protect everything you love, but you don't expect the ways water is breaking down your basement and damaging your home. Mold, cracks, and of course visible water are just a few signs your basement is compromised. But there's one way to get answers to all your concerns. A free home inspection from Groundworks. We put water back in its place. Get your free inspection at groundworks.com. License number C142293.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit GoCurrency.com and apply today.
When it comes to irrigation, only the best will do. That's why growers trust Valley Genuine Parts. Gearboxes, center drives, sprinklers, tech, and more. The parts you rely on most for any pivot, any brand, all from Valley. And now save $50 on your next purchase of Valley Genuine Parts or service. Claim online at valleyirrigation.com/parts. Your Valley dealer has the inventory you need, plus expert inspections and fast, reliable service. Claim your $50 savings today at valleyirrigation.com/parts.
Good evening, I'm Esteban Quintero, and our sports sticker is brought to you by the experienced advisors at Stonebridge Wealth Systems. In Husker volleyball news, 3 players are among the remaining 14 players eligible to be named AVCA Player of the Year. Andy Jackson, Harper Murray, and Bergen Riley were named semifinalists. Finalists will be announced on December 15th. Okay, we have a few more games getting started here tonight in the NBA. The Bulls are taking on the Bucks up in Milwaukee, the Mavericks meeting the Grizzlies in Memphis, and the Jazz facing the Timberwolves in Minnesota. Later tonight at 9 o'clock, the Warriors visit the Nuggets in Denver, and the Thunder battle the Kings out west in Sacramento. Our sports sticker is brought to you by Stonebridge Wealth Systems, navigating you to and through the retirement of your dreams. Local advisors, a disciplined process, the retirement compass. Visit stonebridgeiwm.com. Hour 2 of Sports Nightly is up next, right here on the Huskers Radio Network.
Coming to you live from Memorial Stadium, it's Sports Nightly. All the Huskers, all the time. Sports Nightly is presented to you by the NDOT Highway Safety Office, who remind you to buckle up and put the phone down.
Under center, Iola, deep back Johnson. Pony in motion left to right. Snap, spin, handoff Johnson up the middle. Spears forward, 5 into the end zone. Touchdown, Huskers! Nebraska finishes the drive with a touchdown, 13-6. 97 seconds to go before half.
Here comes the serve by T. Sigler. Pass made over that shot back. Kaboom! Rebecca Alec, emphatic finish. 25-12. Huskers sweep number 13 in a row. The lone unbeaten remains so. 22-0, and they love it in Lincoln.
Blueless with the ball between the circles. Right hash mark, long 3 on the way. It is short, no good by Smith. Rebound Nebraska. Jacobson down the floor to Lawrence. Lawrence the lob, and the left-handed dunk. That's a highlight play right there. Wow, delivered perfectly by Lawrence, and with the left hand high above the rim, the dunk by Frager.
And here's a deflection by Logan Nisley, knocked it away from Calderon. Up the floor, Claire Johnson makes a fake, puts it up, and it counts. And a foul. That's the fake of the year so far. 6.5 minutes into it.
Now, here's your host, Camden Cone, on the Huskers Radio Network.
The Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center is sponsored by
Akrs,
the Midwest premier John Deere dealer, supplying the equipment and service to advance agriculture and much more.
Akrs,
solutions for every.
Let's go.
Welcome, hour number 2 of Sports Nightly. It is time for our college football picks. Hey, we've got a game kicking off right now, 7 o'clock. So we're going to do things a little differently and then go back and review. So quickly, right now, Houston at UCF, kicking off right now, FS1. Houston is a 1.5 favorite. Houston coming off the loss to West Virginia. UCF a loss, 30-3 loss to Baylor, I believe. Searles, didn't you pick UCF last week?
Sure did.
Great pick. All right, so Josh won last week. Josh.
I'm gonna go with Houston because picking against UCF has worked well for me this season. Not changing it up.
I got Houston. Camden.
Houston. I picked UCF last week, so nope.
Houston's bounced. They lost to West Virginia last week, and they were ranked at that point. So that was. But give me Houston for a bounce back spot.
Searles.
Yeah, I can't do it again. So no more Scott Frost. Go Houston.
All right, clean sweep for Houston. Now let's go back and a little bit of a spoiler. We mentioned Josh won. He actually didn't win. Nick won the week, 8-3 overall. But here on this pick segment, Josh, he's the reigning champion, so I just let him pick first. Josh, Kyle, and the interns go 7-4. I go 6-5. Searles 5-6. Camden. What happened?
I've fallen off the
4-7.
last 2 weeks. I've fallen off the last 2. So it's a good thing I had a decent lead because now I'm kind of back with the pack and it hasn't doomed me.
He started reading his press clippings. That's what I
did.
So Josh is, as Searles said in the group chat, running away with this thing, 74-40 overall. Camden 69-45. Intern 68-46. Kyle 64-50. Searles and me down at the bottom. I forgot to look where Nick was, but Searles and me are tied at the bottom, 62-52. Welcome to the bottom of the pack, or back to the bottom of the pack, Searles.
Hey, listen, I've stayed here. You're the one that I'm welcoming to the bottom, okay? Welcome to the bottom.
I was at the bottom last week.
Climb themselves up.
We're
going to continue to climb ourselves out, Jess. Don't you worry.
Well, remember what Drake said, started from the bottom, now you're here, but at the bottom again.
I keep trying to get cute and get points, and it just keeps backfiring. But you know what? I'll keep doing it. Yeah. All right, well, let's quickly review a couple of the big ones. How about Texas knocking off Vandy 34-31. Searles, you did not go hook 'em.
Yeah, I mean, I guess we all kind of assumed that the magical carpet ride for Vandy was going to come down eventually when they ran up against a team that just had superior talent across the board. They found ways to win that, but that's the best I've seen Texas play all year. Arch Manning, we're doing this crown kill thing, so this week we'll crown him. We'll probably kill him again next week, right? But he finally looked like the quarterback they all hoped him to be, and then the athletes on Texas's defense were just smothering for Vanderbilt.
Hey, Searles, how about you ding that bell for me? Ding that bell.
Yeah, chomp them, baby.
No, Boomer Sooner. That's what we're saying here. Oklahoma knocking off Tennessee 33-27 thanks to the Daisy Dukes kicker, Kyle.
Yeah, there was an interesting look that he had going on there. The kicker, Kirk Herbstreit, was all in on just getting him tossed out of college football. Big win. Tennessee starting to. There's a lot of people in Tennessee. There's a lot of rumblings right now about Josh Heupel. I think they're ready to move on from Josh Heupel already. Although he's had a very good tenure in what I've seen. But great win for Oklahoma. And they're now last two into that college football playoff right now. Outside looking in.
By the end of this college football season, are we going to have more coaches fired than retained?
It's
Maybe.
crazy.
136 jobs will be open at the end of the year.
Okay, well.
Except for Matt Rule, because he's still here, and he's going to be here.
Yes,
we know
extended.
Yes. Okay, so let's continue on. So we already picked UCF, Houston at UCF, that's currently underway right now. Again, should mention Camden Cohn, Josh Hilkelman, Kyle Crooks, and the big dog, Jeremiah Searles. All right, up next, Tulane at Memphis, 8 o'clock tonight. So coming up two for the price of one, I guess. 2 Friday night games. Love those. One of the tightest American Conference races that in the history of the conference. No unbeaten teams. There's 6 that enter the weekend with just 1 loss, and Memphis and Tulane are 2 of those teams. So this has big implications for the American Conference tonight. And I am picking first, and I am going with Memphis. Camden?
Yep. I like Memphis at home.
It's a big game for Tulane's coach because he's auditioning for his next stop. The matchup, I'm going to break this down for the people here. It's going to be Memphis's passing game against the secondary of Tulane. I think Memphis wins out.
Searles?
Yeah, I like the Green Wave. I like what they've been able to do this year, but I've picked against Memphis a couple times and it's come back to bite me, so I'm going to go with Memphis at home as well.
Yeah, I think Memphis, knowing that if the season ended today, they'd be in the college football playoff. They'll stay focused against the Green Wave, stay locked in, and I think they'll win.
Man, back-to-back clean sweeps to start off the picks this week. Maybe we'll mix it up here. Top 10 matchup in Lubbock. How about that? Number 7 BYU, one of the unbeatens left to college football, at number 8 Texas Tech, 11 a.m. on ABC. Tech is favored by 10.5. I was shocked by that. College game day going to be there this weekend. Camden, you get to pick first. Lucky you.
Yeah, when I saw the spread, I was also very shocked, but I'm going to pick Texas Tech. I'm not sure if they cover that spread, but I do think they get the win and kind of stay atop the Big 12.
It was a stinky spread just like we saw with Utah-Cincinnati last week. Was that not a 10.5 weird number? And then Utah covered, blew them out. I think it's going to be similar here. I think give me Texas Tech at home.
Searles?
I really want to take BYU here to make one up, but that spread is just terrifying to go because Vegas always knows. So I'm not going against Vegas on this one. Give me the Red Raiders.
Yeah, I definitely am not going against that. I'm trying to figure out what people are seeing.
What do they know?
Yeah, exactly. But I'll go with Texas Tech too. I don't have a reason to go against that spread.
Listen, if this was a night game, Lubbock, they'd be all juiced up. It'd be crazy, but it's 11 a.m. Those people like to drink and party. I think it'll take them a while to get going. Give me BYU. I'll go against it.
All right.
I just cannot stand when we just have all the same picks. And this has bit me in the booty.
This is how you're at the bottom.
Multiple times, but I hate it when we all pick the same. So I'll mix it up. I'll take one for the team. How about BYU? Give me the Cougs. They stay unbeaten going down to Lubbock. Maryland at Rutgers, 1:30 FS1, and Rutgers 1.5 favorite. Kyle, lucky you get to pick first on this one. You're the Rutgers guy.
I love Rutgers. We had them on last week, on the picks last week, right? And they served me well. Give me Rutgers again to win back-to-back. I think they get on a little bit of a heater here with the Fighting Greg Schianos.
Searles?
I'm pretty sure Maryland just fired their head coach, didn't they?
No, that was a fake. That was a fake tweet.
Was that a fake tweet?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I don't know. AI is so fun anymore. So no, he's still there. But anyways, I'll go Rutgers.
I'm going to go Rutgers, too. I waffled back and forth. Maryland, I think, is going to have a tough time bouncing back from that 45-point loss to Indiana, so I'll go with the home team here.
Oh, here we go again.
Don't do it, Jess. Change it up.
Rutgers.
You know what I say? Rah, rah, Rutgers, rah, rah, Rutgers.
Why didn't he get a
rah,
building, Searles? He's got 2 homer teams.
You can only have one homer
You
team.
only get one.
Camden?
You only have one.
I'll go Maryland.
Okay.
I'll try and pick one up.
Yeah.
All right.
Why not?
Where's that game again?
Rutgers.
Rutgers.
Okay.
All right. Number 9, Oregon at number 20, Iowa. How did Iowa all of a sudden get ranked? Are they just sneaking along, you know?
Gronowski figured out how to throw the football.
2:30 on CBS. Oregon is a 6.5-point favorite. Searles, you going with the Hawkeyes at home?
I am. I'm going to take the Hawkeyes at home. I think that this Iowa team is figuring their life out. Unfortunate for everyone. They've run in the football. Gronowski's starting to figure it out there too. That defense is still super good. I'm not sold on Oregon being as good as they are, so give me the Hawks.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sold on Oregon either, but I think I would have gone all the way in on Iowa in this one if it was a night game at Kinnick, but it's not, so I'm going to take the Ducks.
You know what, Searles? I'll rock with you.
Let's go.
Iowa. Camden?
I got to go Oregon.
Kyle?
This is the trendy pick. Iowa's the trendy pick, but I'm telling you what. Give Dan Lanning that extra motivation. I think they win, and they win by multiple possessions.
Sports Nightly Crooks picking against him? That's his motivation?
He's texting me this week.
Obviously.
Do you see the video of him after the Penn State game, just like moving his lips like this? That's the Dan Lanning we're going to get on Saturday. Kirk Herbstreit said today on McAfee, he said, I'm picking Iowa. I was going to beat Oregon. He'll see that.
All right.
He'll see that.
Kansas at Arizona, 2:30 ESPN2. Arizona is 5.5-point favorite. And Josh, you're up first.
Yeah, this was a hard one for me. Both teams have lost to some good teams in the Big 12, beaten up on the bottom feeders in the conference. I'll just go with my gut feeling on this one, and I'll take Kansas.
I'm done with Kansas.
Oh.
I'm done. Give me Arizona. They have they lose every time I pick them. So they'll probably win this week, but I'm done. I'm going with Arizona, especially at home.
Yep, I'm done with Kansas. Same boat. Picked them against Kansas State, and they got killed. So I like Arizona at home.
Kyle?
I've been texting with Kansas, but I think we're done. I think our relationship is over. Give me Arizona at home.
Searles?
I've been doing well picking against Kansas, so I can't really change it anymore. I don't know. I was done with them a long time ago. They've been a toxic ex for a while, so I'm gonna go Arizona.
Oh, Josh, swimming up
I was gonna say you can't tell me that I'm just going with a safe pick. So.
Rock chalking by himself is Josh. All right, Iowa State, another team I'm done with. Spoiler alert, I'm picking first in this one, so that's okay. Iowa State at TCU, 2:30 on Fox. TCU is 6.5-point favorite. Give me the Horned Frogs. This guy.
That one.
That one?
I'm going with TCU at home.
Yeah, Jess, we've been in the same boat on a lot of these. For Kansas, Iowa State that we've been choosing. Yeah, TCU. Can't choose them again. They're dead to me.
Iowa State has taken me to a back alley and hit me over the head multiple times. TCU.
Searles?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm not gonna. I think we're all gonna clean sweep this one, but I'm going TCU as well.
We're all just disgruntled people.
We're bad fans.
Yeah.
We're emotional pickers.
Do I look anything but disgruntled? I ain't gruntled. I'm disgruntled.
Yeah.
Josh?
Officially TCU, yes. Cyclones are reeling. So.
Maybe don't put Iowa State on the picks anymore because we're done
that's
with
fair.
them.
Okay.
All right, number 3, Texas A&M, 8-0, going to Mizzou. Again, another top 25 matchup. Number 3, Texas A&M. Number 22, Missouri, 2:30 ABC A&M, 6.5-point favorite. And Camden, you are picking first.
Yeah, well, last time A&M was on, I picked LSU at home at night, and that went terribly.
Jack Coody, giving us bad advice.
Thank you.
Dad.
Texas A&M. I think they're very good.
Very talented.
Is Texas A&M the best team in the country?
Sorry, I don't know.
I would say probably still Ohio State, but I think Indiana's in that. It's the 3-team mix. I think you very much put A&M as the 1A right now. So that gives you your answer, A&M.
Yeah, I think, you look at what Reed can do offensively and what strain he puts on the defense with his legs, and then the talent and just the athletes they have on the defensive side of the ball. They're all long, they're big, they can run, they're smothering. I would say that A&M is the best team in the country.
I don't know. They've lived dangerously so far this year. I think that they're very talented, but they're going on the road against Missouri. I think that it's a tough place to play. I think their magic continues, though. I think Texas A&M keeps going.
Took me on a
You always try to do it, Josh.
I think he's choosing the other.
I couldn't breathe for a second.
I know. Hey, listen, I'm
Listen, I
trying
know
to make
how to
it
hold
all
a
up
captive
in
audience.
one swing here. I am down by 9 in the 9th inning, and I'm making it up in one swing. Give me Missouri. Give me Missouri. I will do it.
Cyril, she's panicking already.
She's panicking.
She's in full panic mode.
Completely
I'm not going to be in last. I'm not going to be in last.
Full panic mode.
All right, how about this? This is an interesting one. 2 train wrecks again that you can't take your eye off of. Florida State at Clemson, 6 o'clock ACC Network. Clemson, 1.5 favorite. Clemson has lost 6 in a row to Power 4 opponents now. And they, again, should have won last week, mind you. I should have had one more point, but those officials, but that's neither here nor there. Kyle, you get to pick first.
Can I just say that? It's a toss-up to me. Clemson's at home, right? I'll go with Clemson. I mean, both teams are not good.
Cyril's?
Yeah, I mean, this isn't one that I'm going to be mad at YouTube TV about for not having on. So, yeah, I'll probably go with Clemson at home, too. Just take the home team.
Yeah, I'm going to feel terrible about whichever team I would pick in this situation. I'll just go with Clemson and hope for the best.
I can't do it again. I can't do it again.
Yes, you can.
You can.
Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Yes, you
This is literally a coin flip. Just flip a coin.
Yeah.
All right.
It's
Florida State.
Cyril, she's panicking. She's full blown.
I'm going
Panic.
Clemson.
All right.
You have
Man,
a
I'm
chance.
either like-
You have a chance,
Comeback
Jess, to make up
week.
some
Either
Win the
ground.
week.
This might be a huge week.
She might not come back from L.A.
All right. Florida at
Straight to
Kentucky, 6:30 on the SEC Network. Florida is 3.5-point favorite. Searles, you chomping them?
No, I'm going Kentucky. Give me the Wildcats. They had a big win off of Auburn last week. They're going to go. They got the coach fired. They're riding high. Give me the what are they, the Wildcats? Kentucky Wildcats?
Yes.
What are they? I don't even know.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Give me the Wildcats.
Okay, that's a zombie from The Walking Dead. But continue.
I'm chomping. Florida, I think, is a more talented team. I think they're going to keep fighting. I think they'll win this one.
Kentucky at home. Camden?
I got Florida.
Thank you, Camden. Thank you, Camden.
Kyle?
Cyrils and Jess, how dare you? Thank you, Josh and Camden. I'm going to go. Florida played Georgia really, really well. Came down to a 4th down conversion spot. Again, the injury list is very long, but I think Florida gets a win for good old Billy Gonzalez, interim head coach.
Your ding last week with the Titan spear was way better.
Oh, yeah. I know I miss it. King Trident has returned
I was
to
going
his
to
lair.
say, wear that every week.
King Trident is back to his lair in the sea.
All right, Josh, what's the Husker question this week?
All right, Husker question. Will there be more or less than 6.5 drives of 8 plays or more in the Nebraska-UCLA game? So a little bit there. 6.5 drives, 8 plays or more.
I don't know if I've gotten a Husker question right this year, if I'm being honest. I think I've missed on every single one. So I'm going to say
6.5
more.
drives of 8
I'm gonna say
plays
more.
or more.
Yep.
How many
I'll
did we
take
have
the
last
over.
week?
Well,
I was
it's
about to look up.
the Huskers had 3, I think, last week, but it's between both teams.
Yeah, but I just
Huskers
wondered
had
how
Our
much-
defense is a big bend, don't break defense.
I
It was
looked
5
so-
total last week.
I looked at a
Between both
Big
teams.
Ten play, and it was usually around 6 to 7, so that's why I went 6.5.
It's a very, very good. I would take the under. Because it's going to be a run-first game, right? So you think if it's a run-first game, more plays are going to be run on drives.
More 3 and outs, though, maybe.
But more time of possession, less possessions. I'll go under.
Searles, your face.
I'm
like
gonna go
you're-
under. I'll go under.
Over. Give me the over. It's
Searles
going to be
goes
long
over.
drives. Long drives. They're going to be 8, 9, 10 play drives. We're going to go down, and then they're going to do it, and then
If
we're going to do
8
it.
plays or
and before
more?
you know it, the game's
How
over.
long was the first drive last week?
7.
Last week was
think
14 plays for the Huskers.
Yeah.
Last week was 14 plays, 75 yards. They had an 8-play drive, 10-play drive.
I'll take the over. I don't even know.
Let's do it.
don't
I should
even
probably
know.
take the over, but I can't go back on it.
All right.
You can't. I said over, by the way. I'm going
Okay.
over.
All right.
That's right, Kyle.
Well, that was interesting. Well, I'm probably going to be way at the bottom after this week, but that's all right. Feeling dangerous. I'm feeling dangerous. Our college football picks are brought to you by Choices Treatment Center. If you or someone you know is struggling with problem gambling, free treatment is available in Nebraska. Call Choices 24-hour helpline at 402-476-2300. Again, 402-476-2300 for more information. And those offices are where, Searles?
Lincoln and Columbus.
Nicely done. Nailed it once again. All right, that's going to do it for us. We're going to hand things back over to Camden coming up right after this.
You expect your home to protect everything you love, but you don't expect that water is the reason parts of your concrete have gotten so uneven. Walkway tripping hazards, sinking pool deck, cracked driveways are dangerous threats to everyone's safety. But there's one way to learn how your concrete can be lifted. A free home inspection from Groundworks. We put water back in its place. Get your free inspection at groundworks.com. License number C142293.
If you believe the destination is the journey, you'll love exploring in the 2026 Subaru Crosstrek. It gives you the confidence of standard symmetrical all-wheel drive, plus a 180 horsepower Subaru Boxer engine. The 2026 Subaru Crosstrek. Love is out there. Find it in a Crosstrek. Visit Duteau Subaru, located at 2750 Jamie Lane in Lincoln, and online at duteausubaru.com. Duteau Subaru, driven by you.
At CVA Grain, every load is more than a crop. It's your legacy. From high-speed unloading to premium grain markets and fast ACH settlements, smart contracts, risk management options, and local expertise help producers market smarter. With CVA Connect, you can sign contracts, check tickets, and monitor market prices all from your device. Learn more at cvacoop.com. Central Valley Ag, the official co-op of Husker Nation.
Some people just know they could save hundreds on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Like to check the propane tank on your grill first, before hosting a tailgate.
Let's fire up. Here, let me try. Seriously? You didn't check the propane? Who wants chips?
Yeah, checking first is smart. So check Allstate first for a quote that could save you hundreds.
Salt and vinegar?
You're in good hands with Allstate.
Savings vary, subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Returns on the farm are under pressure, with market challenges and environmental hurdles putting every seed to the test. But you have an ace in the hole, Streamline Ag. Designed for every phase of growth and development, Streamline Ag gives your seed what it needs to thrive. From enhanced stand establishment and early emergence to essential nutrition and stress management. Streamline Ag gives your seed the power to reach its full potential. Visit us at streamline-ag.com to learn more.
Nebraskans are choosing chiropractic for better health. Why chiropractic? Because it's safe, drug-free, and a cost-effective treatment option for back and joint pain. Plus, all generations can benefit from natural chiropractic care. Choose chiropractic first for pain relief or to improve your mobility, athletic performance, or overall wellness. Make chiropractic your first choice for better health and find a chiropractic physician near you at nebraskachiropractic.org. Get your life back with chiropractic.
If you believe the destination is the journey, you'll love exploring in the 2026 Subaru Crosstrek. It gives you the confidence of standard symmetrical all-wheel drive, plus a 180 horsepower Subaru Boxer engine. The 2026 Subaru Crosstrek. Love is out there. Find it in a Crosstrek. Visit Duteau Subaru, located at 2750 Jamie Lane in Lincoln, and online at duteausubaru.com. Duteau Subaru, driven by you.
1 year, zero interest. With a qualifying seed purchase from Central Valley Ag by October 17th, you can unlock 0% financing for 1 full year on seed and crop protection. The first 10 growers to enroll this week in the CVA Go Early Seed Program will receive 100 units of free CVA Elite soybean seed treatment. Details at cvacoop.com. Our planet is hungry. Together, we feed it. Central Valley Ag, the official co-op of Husker Nation.
You expect your home to protect everything you love, but you don't expect the ways water is breaking down your crawl space and damaging your home. Musty smells, sagging floors, mold are just a few signs your crawl space is compromised. But there's one way to get answers to all your concerns. A free home inspection from Groundworks. We put water back in its place. Get your free inspection at groundworks.com. License number C142293.
At Woodhouse, it's more than just buying a car. It's about the experience. Our team is dedicated to making every visit seamless, enjoyable, and personalized to your needs. Explore a wide selection of vehicles, from SUVs and sedans to trucks and luxury models, all backed by expert guidance and exceptional service. Whether it's your first car or your next upgrade, discover why generations of drivers trust Woodhouse for a truly memorable experience. Visit us at woodhouse.com today.
Welcome back to Sports Nightly. I'm Camden Cohn. And while Jeremiah Searles was just a part of our picks segment, but we're not done hearing from him yet. Here's a portion of the Sideline Slice presented by Valentino's.
So how will that change then the approach this week, knowing that TJ is the guy? I mean, I was been asked about it several times. I just think as much as you want to keep the offense a lot of the same elements, there are things that they're different in, right? I mean, there's just, you can tailor it more towards TJ and what he does well.
Absolutely. And I mean, and that is the only downside to having two very different skill sets at the quarterback position from starter to backup. You know, one is a true pocket passer, great arm, good accuracy, decision making, right? That piece there. And then the other one is more that dual threat. So you can't have coexisting game plans. You can't have this game plan for Dylan, this game plan for Latif, because there's just not enough hours in the day. There's not enough practice reps in the week to be able to put both of those game plans in case for contingency something happens. And so this week, I fully expect Dana Holgorsen and company to get with TJ, to get with this offense, go, okay, here's what TJ likes to run. Here's the concepts we want to get to. Here's where we're going to be able to surprise UCLA with some things on tape that we haven't put on tape yet. So we're going to be able to get up on them early with this play, and we're going to be able to get one over, and then that play will lead to this play. It's just a totally different mindset and a totally different game plan when you have a true dual threat quarterback in. And it makes UCLA have to prepare totally different than they would be against Dylan Raiola. And so I do think that early in this game, we have the advantage. Right? If TJ Latif can execute and he can come out and take care of the football and kind of take off where he was against Houston Christian, not really where he ended up in this game, then I think we have a really good chance to get up on UCLA based off of they're not really going to know what we're going to do. And so we'll have the element of surprise. But at the same time, it's not going to look like as complicated as this with Dylan. Dylan has checks and check with me's and getting us lined up in the same play. I anticipate this game plan to be much more simple and for us to play with a little bit more tempo to try and keep UCLA on their heels.
We were texting and we were laughing about the game plan. It's run, QB run. No, I look, and Dana Holgorsen talked about it today. People know now that, hey, we're going to hand the ball off to 21. He's one of the best running backs in the country. What is it about, you know, especially the offensive line, for as maybe people want to hate on them for some of the other issues? They sure do a good job of giving Emmett some space and then letting Emmett kind of take over some things.
Yeah, they've continued to get better interiorly every single week, and that is the strength of this offensive line, is the interior three, and Dana knows it. And so Dana has found creative ways of, with motions or, you know, with pre-snap alignments or moving guys around to try and just find ways to doctor up different looks to get to similar style plays, which is through the A gap and the B gap. And then every now and then you throw the screen pass, or, you know, you throw something to keep them honest. But yeah, if you have Emmett Johnson back there, you're going to feed the ball to Emmett Johnson. I mean, that just makes a lot of sense. But the difference being, and this is where it's been hard for Dana, is you want to have that ability to hand it, play action, deep shot, take the top off the defense. And we had that a little bit with Dylan. We still never really got to it because, again, the protection issues. But the offensive line from a run blocking standpoint has gotten better every week. And when you have that back like that, it just makes you want to strive to be better every week because he is so special.
Did you see the play? I think it was a pass play. I a lot of times don't see a lot of the plays on the sideline because I'm watching kind of the other things that unfold that, you know, the guys in the booth can't see. But when I go back and watch a lot of it for the TV show, there was one play where it was a quick pass play to Emmett, and Henry Lutovsky is blocking like three people on the sideline.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I mean, it was great. Henry's really coming to his own. And again, there's been no bigger Henry fan on this show than me
Yeah.
for the last 4 years. Greg used to give me hell for it all the time, right? But I was just like, man, if Henry can figure it out and put it together, he's got all the skill sets to be an NFL caliber offensive lineman. And it's finally started to click this year for him. He's got the length. He's starting to play the game slowing down for him. He's playing in the physicality. He's being a leader, right? So seeing him kind of come into his own realm on that piece has been really fun to watch there. And then obviously Rocco's that leader and that warrior. And then Justin has kind of settled the ship there at center. So I love what those interior three are doing. Obviously, we have tons of questions on the outside. Tyler Kanak came in, hats off to him in a very tough moment, tough environment to be able to come in and play. And he handled his own. I mean, he definitely had his licks and he definitely had some things he's got to clean up. But for the most part, it wasn't a total disaster, right? Which is what you're worried about when you're on your fourth tackle coming into the game against USC and the athletes they had on the edge, right? You're just like, hey, trial by baptism, baptism by fire, baby. Let's see what happens. And I thought that he handled himself pretty well. Again, he's now put things out on tape that UCLA will see. So he's got to start preparing himself like a starter and being able to understand that every single week you're going to see something new from the weaknesses that you put on tape during that last game.
Okay, so let's talk UCLA. Again, a team that started off, they fired their coach, and then they've kind of rallied and 3-5 overall and 3-2 in the conference. And Coach Rula was very complimentary of them. But what are you seeing out of UCLA? Another team coming off a bye week. How does that work? By the way,
I know that seems, but no, I cannot put my thumb on this UCLA team, Jess. I've watched them and there's times where you're like, this looks like a high school football team. And then there's times where you watch them and go, okay, that's all the talent that we knew was on this team, but now it's showing up. But it's so inconsistent. It's so inconsistent on both sides of the ball, right? You're either going to get their best or their worst. There's really no in between. There is no like battle tested 4 quarters. We're going to drag this thing out. It's kind of been throttled down or get throttled. And so with Nebraska, you need to make sure that with a team like this, you have to just continue to understand it's going to be kind of sleepy in the Rose Bowl. Right. It's not a crazy environment like you're coming out of. You got to bring your own energy there. Like there's not a lot of excitement about UCLA football right now. So when you get to that big stadium, that's super cool and neat, and you're like, it's kind of empty.
Yeah.
There's not really a lot of people here. Like it's a very weird feeling. And I remember playing there. Like Nebraska fans obviously travel great and it's going to be a lot of red, but you have to bring your own energy to this team because if you don't, you can kind of fall into their trap of that lull. And then they do have really good athletes on that team that can go out and make plays.
I went with Oklahoma in 2019 when Jalen Hurts was the quarterback, and it was a home game for Oklahoma.
Yeah.
There were so many Sooner fans in California.
2012.
Yeah.
We went 2012. It was the same way. It was an absolute home game for Nebraska.
That was the Sideline Slice presented by Valentino's. Always good to hear from Jessica Coody and the big dog Jeremiah Searles. And we need your help, Husker fans. Nebraska is competing against other Big Ten schools in the Abbott We Give Blood Challenge. And it's time to defend our title. Join us for the blood drive at Memorial Stadium on November 14th. That's a week from today. Or find another place to donate at huskers.com/giveblood. Every donation counts, so let's show the Big Ten the power of Husker Nation. Plenty more to come up on the show. Coming up after this, we'll have everyone's favorite segment, Joke of the Week, and we'll preview all the Husker events coming up this weekend, and we'll close out the hour with our winners and losers of the week. Some more of Sports Nightly coming up after this.
When it comes to irrigation, only the best will do. That's why growers trust Valley Genuine Parts. Gearboxes, center drives, sprinklers, tech, and more. The parts you rely on most for any pivot, any brand, all from Valley. And now save $50 on your next purchase of Valley Genuine Parts or service. Claim online at valleyirrigation.com/parts. Your Valley dealer has the inventory you need, plus expert inspections and fast, reliable service. Claim your $50 savings today at valleyirrigation.com/parts.
At Hogemeyer, we're raising the bar on yield performance, bringing world-class traits and genetics to these local fields with the exceptional corn rootworm control and proven powerful yields of new Vorceed-enlist corn. The unsurpassed flexibility and protection against above-ground pests with PowerCore enlist corn and other next-gen corn hybrids built to perform and boost your yields. It's time to raise a better crop. View Hogemeyer products at therightseed.com.
We just want to have enough money for retirement.
And travel to visit our grandchildren.
I understand. That's why at Fisher Investments, we start by getting to know each other.
so I can learn about your family, lifestyle, goals, and needs, allowing us to tailor your portfolio.
What about commission-based products?
We don't sell those. We're a fiduciary, obligated to act in your best interest.
So how do your management fees work?
We have a simple management fee based on the value of your portfolio, so we do better when you do better.
We appreciate that kind of transparency.
We also check in with you regularly to keep you up to date on the markets and your portfolio.
Well, what other services do you offer?
As a client, you have access to resources on investing, financial planning, estate planning, Social Security, Medicare, and more.
Wow, sounds like Fisher Investments has everything we need.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at fisherinvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Not All Companies proudly supports the Huskers Radio Network. As a full-service leader in commercial real estate, we create thriving communities. Discover what's new in the Builders District in North Downtown, Not All Hospitality's latest venture in Aksarben Village, and the contemporary living of row house townhomes on Leavenworth. We're welcoming world-class concepts from men's fashion and great eats to gorgeous homes and green spaces, all professionally managed by Not All Services. These are the Not All Companies, building a better Nebraska. For more information, check us out on Facebook and Instagram.
Dear Weekend, Toyota trucks are raring to go. Gearing up for fall, Tundra is all in for hauling. Campers, ATVs, you know Tundra's got the muscle to move it. Going off the beaten path? Tacoma says, let's do this. With handling that tackles tough trails and the backbone to take you where the pavement can't. Both trucks pack sweet tech, posh cabins, and Toyota's legendary reliability. So whether it's a fishing trip at dawn, tailgate at noon, or a remote sunset at, well, sunset, these trucks are built to make every weekend epic. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
See your Omaha Metro and Lincoln Toyota dealers, Baxter Toyota of La Vista, Baxter Toyota of Lincoln, Corwin Toyota of Bellevue, or Village Point Toyota of Omaha.
As the world's largest family-owned and operated manufacturer of grain storage, drying, and handling equipment, Sukup Manufacturing Company has led the way in innovation, offering top-quality products that empower farmers to thrive. Get ready to tackle your agricultural challenges with Sukup, where innovation meets reliability. Visit Sukup.com today to find a dealer near you.
At CVA Grain, every load is more than a crop. It's your legacy. From high-speed unloading to premium grain markets and fast ACH settlements, smart contracts, risk management options, and local expertise help producers market smarter. With CVA Connect, you can sign contracts, check tickets, and monitor market prices all from your device. Learn more at cvacoop.com. Central Valley Ag, the official co-op of Husker Nation.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit GoCurrency.com and apply today.
Back here for Sports Nightly, Woodhouse has been a trusted partner in your everyday since 1975. Shop for your next vehicle with the home team at Woodhouse and the official auto dealer of Nebraska Athletics. Got a couple segments left here on a Friday night party show here on Sports Nightly. Got a couple of texts rolling in. Art in Los Angeles sent this way early on, but said he's listening on the radio. I was wondering who was the new guy hosting Sports Nightly. He is awesome. And said, it's Cam the man. Great job, GBR.
High praise.
Thank you, Art. I will take all the praise as, I guess, a guest host of Sports Nightly. So hopefully, if I get enough good reviews, then, it can happen again sometime. But I take it, Art. Dennis has already texted in and said, joke of the day, an early score of 7.5. It's going to, and then has a B emoji for B. Good. So,
well,
you better Dennis.
be ready to up that score, Dennis.
That's Chris right there. He'll do the joke here in a couple of minutes. Also, a couple of texts, a couple of chats on YouTube. My old cross-country assistant coach, Joey Black, checked in, said it was good to see me on the show. So thank you, Coach Black, an awesome cross-country coach. Always good to obviously hear from some of those old coaches.
Well, you got a big run coming up here this weekend.
Yeah, I was going to get to that. Josh and I were running the Havsy. If no one has heard that yet, that's Sunday morning. So obviously we have all the events tomorrow. You have men's basketball, I think, at 12 with pregame at 11. You've got volleyball at 2:30 up at Minnesota, pregame at 1:30 for that. You've got women's basketball at PBA versus Samford. I think that's a 5 o'clock tip, so 4:30 pregame. And then obviously you've got Nebraska UCLA football, an 8 p.m. kickoff, pregame starting at 4. So we have all 4 events on the Huskers Radio Network tomorrow. So we all get to work that and then turn around. Big Red Reaction gets off at 3 in the morning, guys. So a late night Big Red Reaction if you want to call into that. But we get off the air at 3, and then we turn around and we run the half marathon at 8:30 in the morning. It's going to feel like it's 10 degrees and very windy. So Josh and I are running, as well as Duke. So if anyone is out there and going to be watching for some reason, watch for me, Duke, and Josh.
Yeah, I mean, get excited, get out there, support our guys.
Husker Wrestling is in action. They currently lead 17-3 over Army in match 7 of 10. Christopher Minto up, looks like 6-1 currently in the second round. Minute 20 left in that one. So Huskers on their way to winning that one. We've watched a couple minutes of wrestling. Chris, quick synopsis of what you've seen.
I mean, this has been pretty unbelievable. You saw Cale Lorton take a tough loss in sudden victory, but there's a lot of promise there at that 125 spot, considering how widely regarded he was here in state, being a 4-time state champion. But, I mean, we're just seeing what we expect to see out of this team. Like, Brock Hardy is coming back with a vengeance. He has fallen short in those national tournaments. He's been a Big Ten champion, and this year you're really looking at him to finally break through and get that national championship, and then you're looking at Antrell Taylor, and he's looking as dominant as ever. I'm looking at those guys specifically to go back and get to that national championship round, especially with A.J. Ferrari joining the team, adding much-needed depth at that 285 spot.
Yeah, and we'll see Ferrari for the first time here in He's the last match, so finished 7, then 8, 9, and then he'll be the 10th. So probably 30 minutes or so he'll be on the mat. So
maybe even 20.
That'll be an exciting start to Ferrari's career. It's also the best match of the night, right? Based on rankings, I think.
I believe so, yeah, because he's
13,
facing
maybe
Colbert. So it'll be
So that's really one way to cap off a really good duel. All right, Christopher Sullivan Diaz is going to make his joke of the week debut, but first we have to give you how you can give him his rating, right? So we'll rate on a score of 1 to 10. So 1 being obviously terrible. What kind of joke was that? 10, that's an amazing joke. I loved it. Again, we can score on delivery, the joke itself. I think Crypto usually breaks it down and says delivery, how it looks, like he breaks everything down. So you can say it either in the YouTube chat or you can text in at 402-413-2400. All right, Chris, the floor is yours. What do you got?
Well, before I started working here, I worked at an orange juice factory.
Okay.
And it was a tough time for me. I got fired for a lack of concentration.
All right. What do you think?
I think you guys like that, and if you didn't, my name's Kyle.
He's not Kyle. It's Christopher Sullivan Diaz. So we're going to step aside for a break, start giving those scores in. We'll read the scores on the next segment, and we'll also have winners and losers of the week. Keep it here on Sports Nightly.
Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit GoCurrency.com and apply today.
Returns on the farm are under pressure, with market challenges and environmental hurdles putting every seed to the test. But you have an ace in the hole, Streamline Ag. Designed for every phase of growth and development, Streamline Ag gives your seed what it needs to thrive. From enhanced stand establishment and early emergence to essential nutrition and stress management, Streamline Ag gives your seed the power to reach its full potential. Visit us at streamline-ag.com to learn more.
As the world's largest family-owned and operated manufacturer of grain storage, drying, and handling equipment, Sukup Manufacturing Company has led the way in innovation, offering top-quality products that empower farmers to thrive. Get ready to tackle your agricultural challenges with Sukup, where innovation meets reliability. Visit sukup.com today to find a dealer near you.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
When it comes to irrigation, only the best will do. That's why growers trust Valley Genuine Parts. Gearboxes, center drives, sprinklers, tech, and more. The parts you rely on most for any pivot, any brand, all from Valley. And now save $50 on your next purchase of Valley Genuine Parts or service. Claim online at valleyirrigation.com/parts. Your Valley dealer has the inventory you need, plus expert inspections and fast, reliable service. Claim your $50 savings today at valleyirrigation.com/parts.
A little more slack. Plug it in.
Whoever said work smarter, not harder, didn't realize you could do both.
Get 0.9% plus $32.50 cash on F-150 or lease F-150 for $499 a month and $0 down.
Welcome back to Sports Nightly, final segment of this Friday night edition. Woodhouse has been a trusted partner in your everyday since 1975. Shop for your next vehicle with the home team at Woodhouse and the official auto dealer of Nebraska Athletics. All right, the results for the joke are starting to roll in, Chris. So let's get to them. We got a couple on the text line. Again, you can text yours in at 402-413-2400. So Art in Los Angeles texted back in. Says he gives you a 9 because the jokes are back. Would have given it a 10 if it was a B joke. And then he said, bring back the B's, GBR.
I gave a little bit of a B preview there.
You did, a little bit.
I think that's a 9 is fair.
We'll take a 9.
I will take a 9.
Okay, and then Dennis gave you the pre-score from the joke, and he said he upped it to an 8.75.
I told you, Dennis.
So we'll take it, right?
Thank you.
From the YouTube, Shane in the chat gave you an 8.88.
I feel like I'm breaking some records here.
That's pretty good. Dryce gave you a 7.
Okay. All right, Dryce. It's not your forte.
Husker in Hanover, 7.5.
Okay. All right.
So then Crypto breaks it all down, right? He said, great joke. I give it a 9.5 for substance, 9.6 for delivery, and a 10 because Chris is very cool. I give Camden a perfect 10 for doing the show today.
Well, I mean, that's as good as he has the most criteria.
And you got good scores on all of them.
Look.
So we'll take it, right?
That's an A.
Looks like Jim Briggs is going to give you a 9.5. He said that was a juicy joke.
Hey, Jim, why are you not doing the joke of the week?
What do you give Jim?
I'm going to have to go to my criteria, and I'll get back to you.
All right. Jim also says he'll give me a 9.9 for doing the show tonight. Husker's giving me a 10. Thank you. Danny gave you a 7. 4 Hours to Lincoln gave you an 8.
Look, high scores all around. The average has got to be around an 8.5, 8.6.
Which we say anything over a 7 is pretty solid. Also, before we get to winners and losers, I have to give you who won the chat picks last week. Last week's results, Andy was 8-2, Sandy 8-2, Bruce 8-2. So they led the way in the chat. Ethan was 7-3, Crypto 7-3. He had a pretty good week. Coyote 7-3, Corn was 6-4, Shane 6-4, Justin 6-4, Joseph 6-4, Dryce 6-4, Chad was 5-5, Jim 5-5, Mike 4-6, and Michael 3-7. So the overall standings: Dryce 65-35, Shane 63-37, Joseph 62-38, Sandy 61-39, Andy also 61-39, Ethan 59-41, Jim 57-43. Corn's 56-44, Chad 55-45, and Crypto tied with Chad at 55-45. All right, now let's get to winners and losers. We got about 4 minutes left in the show. And Esteban, do you want to go first?
Yep, I could go first.
All
okay,
right.
So
like I said, I think my winner of the week is Nebraska's branding team. I feel like every year they just keep getting better. Like, of course, the blackout game last weekend was a perfect example with, I don't know if you guys saw that Stranger Things style teaser. Yeah. I thought that was so cool. And like the all black graphics, the end zones were painted black, the black jerseys. Everything just looks so good. The videos, the social posts, it just all feels like next level, and it's just really cool to see them. Just really cool to see all that. And my loser of the week is the fans caught in the middle of the YouTube, TV, and ESPN fight. Basically,
that was one of mine.
You really? Okay, so yep. If you, those of you who don't know, YouTube, TV, and Disney couldn't agree on a new deal. So ESPN, ABC, and a bunch of other Disney-owned channels got yanked off the platform for a bit. So fans trying to watch college football or the NBA this weekend suddenly had nothing but a black screen. So, when companies argue, it's always the viewers who lose.
Yep. There's obviously a lot to watch college football. I think they couldn't watch Monday Night Football. College Game Day is going to stream on, I think, Twitter again tomorrow, I saw. So they're trying to fix it, but obviously still a long ways to go for that. All right, Chris, what do you got?
So my winner for the week is big shout out to my guy Ian Kling on his Big Ten Plus debut tonight doing Husker wrestling.
Yeah.
Very proud of him. He was pretty excited going up into this one, but I think it's a great start for him, and I'm happy for him. Yeah. So my loser for the week is going to be a local product here in Lincoln Southeast Community College going up against UNK in wrestling. A little wrestling back-to-back here. Lincoln Southeast Community College got outscored 42-1.
It's hard to do.
That is you're only able to accomplish that through a stall call and not scoring against most of your opponents. Yeah. So unfortunately for one of my alma maters, not good for Southeast.
I mean, UNK's got a good team though, right?
They're a great team.
Like, aren't they tops?
Yeah.
Whatever.
They were national champions last year.
Yeah. So, I mean, Southeast Community College isn't always going to be negative, right? Like,
no. It's just UNK.
They'll be good.
Oof.
My winner, I know that Esteban kind of stole my loser, if I can find where I put it. My winner is going to be Mac Jones and Adrian Martinez. I don't know if you guys saw this, but Mac Jones and the 49ers were up late in the game, and Adrian Martinez hasn't played a snap in a regular season NFL game yet, and Mac Jones subbed himself out with, I don't know, it was probably a minute left, and they were just in victory formation, so just going to kneel it down, and Adrian's the backup with Brock Purdy hurt, and so he was able to go into the game, take the knee, take his first snap in the NFL, so a cool move by Mac Jones to allow him to go out, because he said Kyle Shanahan already had his headset off, and so there's nothing he could really do about it, and so they ran Adrian in there, so that was pretty cool. And then my loser, besides YouTube TV and ESPN, a rough week for ESPN as they've now partnered with DraftKings. So ESPN Bet is who they originally had as their bet partner, and obviously that didn't work out as that's basically just going away. And obviously it was super promoted and everything else. So for them to lose out on that and have to have a whole new partner is not a great deal for them.
Not looking too hot there.
All right, just about a minute left of the show. We got a couple more in the chat coming in. Josh Hilkeman, our producer, a few minutes behind, said he gives the joke a 9, and his 5-year-old says, "What was the joke?"
You'll get it when you're older.
He did not understand what the joke was. So,
talk to Dad. Ask.
Yeah, Josh probably has explained it. A lot of other winners say they're me, and I think Husker Wrestling is some of the other winners for people this week. All right, so that's going to do it for our Friday night party show. My thanks to Esteban Quintero, Christopher Sullivan Diaz for their help on this Friday night edition. Again, a packed day tomorrow. You got basketball, football, women's basketball, volleyball. Stay tuned to all of the social channels, what networks those will be on, and have a great rest of your night, Husker Nation. Thanks for listening.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Since 1975, Woodhouse has proudly served our customers and communities. From one dealership to over 21 dealerships across Nebraska and Iowa, our promise remains the same. A wide selection of vehicles, trusted service, and financing that fits your life. We believe in honest people, fair prices, and relationships built to last. Because it's not just about the road ahead, it's about traveling it together. Start your journey at woodhouse.com.
Returns on the farm are under pressure, with market challenges and environmental hurdles putting every seed to the test. But you have an ace in the hole. Streamline Ag. Designed for every phase of growth and development, Streamline Ag gives your seed what it needs to thrive, from enhanced stand establishment and early emergence to essential nutrition and stress management. Streamline Ag gives your seed the power to reach its full potential. Visit us at streamline-ag.com to learn more.
When it comes to irrigation, only the best will do. That's why growers trust Valley Genuine Parts. Gearboxes, center drives, sprinklers, tech, and more. The parts you rely on most for any pivot, any brand, all from Valley. And now save $50 on your next purchase of Valley Genuine Parts or service. Claim online at valleyirrigation.com/parts. Your Valley dealer has the inventory you need, plus expert inspections and fast, reliable service. Claim your $50 savings today at valleyirrigation.com/parts.
If you believe the destination is the journey, you'll love exploring in the 2026 Subaru Crosstrek. It gives you the confidence of standard symmetrical all-wheel drive, plus a 180 horsepower Subaru Boxer engine. The 2026 Subaru Crosstrek. Love is out there. Find it in a Crosstrek. Visit Duteau Subaru, located at 2750 Jamie Lane in Lincoln, and online at duteausubaru.com.